Welcome to Blenderizm. Today I will show you how to make animation like this 8-second video, as you see smooth transition at 8 seconds. Hello guys. So here is a next tutorial. This one is about endless loop animation and some additional tricks that can improve your project. So I already have model of Porsche GT3 that I modeled earlier, and we need to do flower bed and around it to do space fro drift. As you see that tires and front lights is separate objects here. We start with adding circle mesh and using simple combinations of buttons ES, EZ extruding it. When ready we adding bevel and subdivision modificator. Now flower bed, adding circle mesh and filling it using face grid fill. It much better surface than just fill it with button F. Next let's add grass, going to particles and adding particle system, switching it to hair. Increase number of particles, set length to 0.1. Turning on children to simple mode, setting it to 20. Setting number in viewport even to render to see final result. Now we need to bring some disorder to grass, going to roughens, don't forget to apply scale, and holding shift raise up a little uniform and endpoint. Also raise up a little randomness in it a little. When this ready, set number of children to number you need. Good, this part is ready. Now we need some space for drift. Let's move pavement a little further. Adding curve, we will use it now. Adding cylinder to build a fence. Going to edit mode, subdivide it using Ctrl R in 4 parts. Then add bevel, increase number of segments. Extrude 2 faces using button E. Set empty and add mirror modificator relatively to this empty. At this point here is a little trick. We need to delete face that is not visible to make surface smooth. And moving vertices by y-axis to make it one solid object. Now let's apply modificators one by one starting from the top, that way it gonna work correctly. And set original point to center of geometry. Next we need to add curve modificator and choose our curve as object. Now to make our fence bend we need to subdivide it a little. And now it ready to be set on its place. At this point we can multiply our fence. Add array modifier, change offset from relative to constant and choose distance that you need. Increase number of objects. Using buttons on numpad keyboard you can quickly switch camera view. At this point useful will be button 7 to switch to upper view and set our fence correctly. Now easy way to make billboard. Adding 2 cylinders and 1 plane to make grid. Subdivide last one and add wireframe modifier. Turn on boundary to fill outer side and set thickness to needed. Set grid in the middle of cylinders. Also you can add any image there by pressing right-click, image as planes and choose some from your device. So let's get to our Porsche. Adding curved circle. To make our vehicle move around we need to add constraint follow path and choose the curve as object. Next we need to set it to the road. Also our pavement is no good, let's add another edge and move it closer to pavement. Good, now it's perfect. Perfect pavement. Ha. Next let's set our loop settings. Go to constraint settings and push animate path, but here is a trick. It calculate animation from first frame, so we need to delete it in curve settings and add our keyframes from 0 frame. So let's extend our timeline to 240 frames. And set 2 keyframes in beginning and in the end, with offset 0 and 200s. We good, it works. So let's get back our tires and animate them as they should move while car drifting. So we need to set new keyframes to them. First we should set at 0 keyframe. I made mistake here. Duplicate him to hold tire in this position to frame 50. Next on frame 70 we rotate our tire by Z-axis to -120 degrees. Set another keyframe. Also duplicate him. At frame 100 we get back to -90 degrees. Also we can just copy keyframes 70 and 90 and drag them further. And copy again. And main rule is that first and last one frames should be even to make endless loop. Now we should make our tire spin. Setting first frame to 0 degrees by X-axis and last one to 720 degrees by replacing single keyframes. But problem that we already set keyframes in the middle and we need to delete them manually each by each. One moment here, that spinning of tires should rotate constantly. It should be interpolated linearly by choosing keyframes and hiding T button and changing to linear. Now we see that number 720 is too low. Let's raise it up to 3000. Well, we good. Do this to second tire. Same manipulation we should do to back tires but with lower spins and set keyframes at beginning and end. So next we add image planes with PNG images of fire. Setting them like this. Setting original point to 3D cursor to change scale relatively to it, and we need to animate this scale like it goes from exhaust pipe. Then duplicate keyframes and set them closely, then choose whole number of keyframe and multiply them by all timeline, as much as you want it. To make it glow, just use emission in shader, as I show on a screen. So next is light under the car. It parented to main body by Ctrl P. And animate colors here, choose color and set keyframe, just like that. Now we should parent camera to car. It's simple, pick camera then pick car, holding shift then press Ctrl P, that's all. As you know, car should make some movement left and right while drifting, so let's animate this effect. Go to graph editor, it's very powerful option in Blender. You can make many cool things using it. So turn off all exact Z rotation so we can see it, and at some points we should rotate our Porsche by changing value of Z rotation. And don't forget that first and last frames should match. While we at Graph Editor, let's change interpolation of offset to linear by pressing T. It's Bezier by default. Or you can play with different settings to see how car can move at start or end of simulation. So car will move smoothly. But now camera following car rotation, so we need to animate camera movement. Let's make few keyframes, first for example here. Next somewhere here, and last should match first. Well, we almost done here. But you see this keyframe, it's not the best, let's fix it. Go to Almighty Graph Editor, set another keyframe and move camera by Y-axis. So guys, thank you for your attention. Learn button combination, they will make your life easier. Take your time, try different settings, until you are happy. Thank you. And pray for Ukraine. Goodbye.